Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday, October 26th, 2022. A couple of changes today. I'm wearing it's gotten colder, so I'm going to be wearing what is this? My Eddie Bauer. I bought this at Costco. My Eddie Bauer sweatshirt. I need to get a new one because this one's getting kind of frayed around the sleeves and stuff. But it's okay for today. And it's also because it's gotten colder, I'm going to have my cat on me. And I also got my hair cut, so it works out well that since I have my cat purring on my chest, that I'm holding I'm holding the laptop a little bit further back, which I like to do right after my haircuts. So it works out well. I don't like it when it gets too cold, but when it gets cooler, the one good thing about it getting colder is my cat gets more cuddly. And I love that because my love language is touch. So he gets my love language. Don't ya? Maybe. What is your love language, huh? What is your love language? So I was looking up the love languages. I forgot them all. And they are the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, and physical touch. Mine is the last, physical touch, but that's definitely my number one. And I think his would be physical touch or possibly acts of service because he likes it. He doesn't like it when I don't clean out his litter box. Definitely feed him too, but probably touch too, huh? I was thinking about that. It kind of smells a little bit in here, and I feel bad. Cat will change the litter box today, but I was thinking. I'm glad you can't smell in here. You could hear me and you could see me. But possibly in the future, it's highly possible that over Zoom we'll be able to not only hear and see you, but we can smell what you're smelling because it's just a chemical reaction in your head. And if we could somehow detect what's going on there, we could probably transmit what you're smelling as well and trigger the same chemical reaction in the neurotransmitters or whatever of smell in your nose. Yeah, you could possibly. You'd probably turn that off, of course. You always have to consider privacy, but yeah, it'd be cool. You'd be able to smell what I'm smelling. Huh. Taste what I'm tasting. Feel what I'm feeling. I think virtual reality is going in that direction. So anyway, I wanted to say something about when I was looking up the love languages. I had forgotten. They said quality time, number 4, is everybody's favorite. So like 75% of people like quality time. And you go, of course, it's cheating. There are not 5 love languages, people. There are only 4 love languages. And then quality time, which encompasses all 4 of those. It's like, oh yeah, forget it. I don't want to have to choose words of affirmation, which takes time to do quality words of affirmation. Quality time. Because it's like when when you read the parenting books and they say the child brings you a piece of artwork, and the words of affirmation are meaningless when you say, oh, that's so nice. Oh, I love it. And then you post it on the refrigerator. That's not words of affirmation. That's just waste. You're just lazy. You have to, if you want to encourage the child to be an artist, or you want to encourage them or give them words of affirmation, you have to tell them how it makes you feel. Not just I love you, but oh, it makes me feel happy. And then you also have to mention something specific like, oh, I love the way the dog is playing with the cat, or the trees are climbing up they're so green, or you have to mention something very specific and how it makes you feel, because then it empowers the child. They'll think, wow, from my art, I could make people feel a certain way. And it really, those are real words of affirmation. Guess what? It takes time to do that. It takes quality time. So quality time, and then also acts of service is the same way. You can't just wing it and be lazy. Acts of service takes quality time. Gifts takes quality time to think about the person and what they want with gifts. And physical touch too. Probably for me, it takes me 2 seconds though. But that one you can't. The reason I like physical touch is you can't cheat on it. I'll know from the way you touch if it's real or not. I could tell. But I do like physical touch. Even that's not okay. Never mind. Let's just get on with it. But I like physical touch, and quality time is cheating, so it's only 4 gifts. You have to choose one of those 4. Sorry, you can't say quality time and encompass all 5 gifts. Yeah, give them all to me, of course, gee. So anyway, that's that. Okay, so today's Nicolioki. Did I say it's October 26th? Wednesday, October 26th, 2022? Did I open that way? I'm not redoing this. 5 minutes. And I have a lot to talk about afterwards too. So what happens is I talk too much, and then I go to sing the Nicolioki and I forget a lot of stuff. So I'm going to sing this one, and I want to talk a lot about the swamps and everything like that afterwards, because the cat being on me right now, leaving my fur all over my green shirt, reminded me of oh my god, don't tell me I forgot her name. Comedian Margaret Cho came on Kelly Clarkson this week, and she had cat fur all over her, and she was wearing black, and it reminded me of the cat fur being all over me. And also at my previous job, or previous 2 jobs ago, I had to wear black as a uniform, working for Stryker, working for Kenco, which is a contractor for Stryker, delivering products for this hospital beds and things like that. And I had to wear black, and then I got the cat, and I had the cat with me, and I always had fur all over my uniform, so I had to constantly get those fur remover rollers all the time. And then that reminded me of my job there. It reminded me of everything. So I want to talk about a lot of stuff going on first with swamps and with jobs and with corruption. So, You Light Up My Life by Debbie Boone. Without much further ado, this is going to be another long talk, but I don't care. I'm in my car and I have a lot of stuff to talk about. So, I'm out of the doghouse. Oh, I shouldn't have announced that. Oh, shouldn't have announced that. It's okay. That alone could send me back into the doghouse, huh, cat? I could go right back into the doghouse for bragging about that, or being happy about that. So, anyway, You Light Up My Life by Debbie Boone, because my boo lights up my life like crazy. And whether or not I'm in the doghouse, but I feel like singing this one a lot more when I'm out of the doghouse. All right, here we go. Without much further ado. So many nights I'd sit by my window, waiting for someone to sing me a song. So many dreams I kept deep inside me, alone in the dark. But now you've come along, and you light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my nights and fill my days with song. Rolling at sea, adrift on the water. Could it be finally I'm turning for home? Finally a chance to say, hey, I love you. Never again to be all alone. 'Cause you light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up. He's had enough. Okay. Alright. I'm still keeping you back over here. That's it. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my nights and fill my days with song. It can't be wrong when it feels so right. 'Cause you You light up my life. I'm singing it to you too, cat. Did you see that? All right, so okay. I needed to talk about something because the cat fur and Margaret Cho and this whole thing reminded me of my other job, and it's reminding me of the swamps going on. And the reason being, with the cat fur in my other job, I eventually was fired. I think I'm eventually fired from every job, but I think it's also my subconscious mind just saying, like, I had the cat. I don't think they allowed pets in the trucks there, and I had to have him with me, and he was also giving me fur, so I couldn't wear that uniform. And I think I subconsciously did some stuff to finally get fired. But the funny thing was, I was already on another job, and then they called me and said, "Oh, by the way, you're fired." I said, "I'm on another job," and they made it so hard. Like I was almost working for another company, like night transportation, but and they had me there, and then they said, "Oh, I'm sorry, you have to go." And I said, "Why?" And they said, "Well, your previous company said you had a bunch of accidents and things." And I looked it up, and I had not. They just lied. They were torpedoing me. So I really quickly went to work for another company. Anyway, they were trying to keep me from getting other jobs. That was really bad. I didn't have a good time with that company. I didn't leave on good terms with them at Kenco. I also sued them for having... Okay, let me just get to the point. Forget all this stuff. Forget what I just said. I'm just saying subconsciously sometimes I know when it's time to go, and maybe I bring on the firing. But so that was time to go. I needed a place that allowed pets in the truck, and that didn't have a uniform, and also I just loved it. I loved Legend. I was fired from Legend oh God, I am not going to repeat all this. Okay, listen. Let's just get on the subject that I was meant to do, which is this. When I was at Kenco, which delivered products for Stryker, which is a hospital bed and hospital equipment company, all trucking companies, by the way, every one of them that I work for, or this one in particular, has people. Like when I worked for Pride as well, there's gay truckers who always have some kind of financial scam going on, either in the safety or mostly the gas. They steal gas from the company, and the gay guy who was my trainer, I would go to sleep at night. Like I would drive, and he was also a heavy gambler too. He had a gambling problem, but we'd stop at a casino. And the gas tank would be full. We just filled it, and then I'd go to sleep, and while he'd go and gamble, and I'm in the sleeper berth, I'd wake up. The truck would be parked in a different location, parked right next to another truck, so that the gas tanks line up. The gas tank would be almost empty. In other words, he was just siphoning gas out of his truck to put into this guy's truck to get money to go and gamble, probably. And the reason you can't detect that is at Pride and the other company I work for, Kenco, they wouldn't make you record like every time you stop for gas, you have to record the mileage on your truck. And if you don't do that, you're not going to be able to detect that the person is getting 2 miles per gallon instead of 7 or 8 or 9 miles per gallon, as you should be maybe 6 or 7 miles per gallon with these trucks. So they're not detecting that. And even if they did, the person in charge of the gas money is a gay guy who's in on the scam. This is with every trucking company in the country, by the way. If it's not a gas scam, and they did that at Kenco too. And of course, once I reported it, I get fired. And I reported it at Kenco. And this guy, they even had these little things on the tanks, on the trucks at Kenco. They had these little things on the trucks that prevented you from siphoning. They had little cages. And this guy actually took the cage off of his truck and was just siphoning constantly, and also stealing tires. He and his little gay buddy, it was Gay Gary, I called him, at Kenco. I report this stuff, and I get fired for it eventually. But every time that Gay Gary and his friend who worked for the local, I think it was Ryder, who was it, who fixed our trucks? He would do tires. They were constantly saying a tire was flat. They were constantly saying the tires on my truck were flat, or there was something wrong with them. And they were like, I was making all sorts of tire mistakes. So they blame me, get on my truck, swap out an excellent tire and put in another tire and go sell the other tire. It was like a tire and gas scam that both of them were doing together. He was also steal gas out of his truck. And where was he putting the gas? He was putting it into this guy's truck and putting it into various types of. He would take the gas out of his truck and put it into this guy's truck or into big old gas canisters that were in the back of this guy's truck from Ryder. Anyway, they were just constantly stealing gas. And I meant to, and this, so every company in the country, not just trucking companies, has gay men working for them who have all sorts of scams going on. And if they're not, and in trucking, I noticed it was mostly gas and tires for these people, and there's other stuff in the safety. And, and by the way, there's the gay guys working in the safety, and if somebody complains about it or reports it, that person's fired from the safety department, the gay guy working in the safety department, because everybody breaks a rule at all times. There isn't a single person working in this country who isn't breaking some kind of a company rule, or not a company rule, but a rule that was propagated by some administrative agency. There's a million of them, and you're constantly breaking them, whether you know it or not. So you could be fired at any time for breaking a rule, a safety rule, of course. Anybody. I could go any worker in the country, and that's how the gays do it. Like there's like one guy in the safety department. Every safety department has some gay person, a gay guy, and he could fire you anytime you want. So as soon as you report the scams, you're fired for safety. That's how it's always worked with me. But this is not just trucking companies. This is every company in the country. And this is deep, deep corruption, and it causes a lot of monetary loss. There's a lot of loss. And you would say, wow, everybody's broke, and there's people living on the street, and the wages are low, and all this stuff. I'm telling you, as soon as you get rid of corruption, and that's worldwide, it's not even like we're going to go up in quality of life and go up in economics 2 times. It's like going to go through the roof. So the problem Trump had when he's draining these swamps and getting rid of the corruption was not that the stock market was that the stock market was ready to go up way faster than it's ready to go. It's ready to pop. When you get rid of corruption, the amount of economic flourishing that's going to happen and the amount of crap, bad stuff in the world that goes away, like the wars, that's all corruption. It's draining all of our money. It's amazing the quality of life and the amount of starvation we get rid of, the amount of everything we get rid of when we get rid of corruption. So corruption is the number one problem, stopping world peace. So what's the number one cause of corruption? The number one cause of corruption is that nobody has their fundamental right to no taxation without representation. That's the 16th Amendment. The 16th Amendment torpedoed something in our Constitution that was one of the first laws, and it was that nobody could be taxed without representation. Once that was taken out, and that's across the whole globe. There isn't a country in the world that has something where there's no taxation without representation. We had it for 100 years until 2013. So once you take that out, it just happens naturally. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to learn anything. You don't have to go and protest out on the street and go on the shows and give attention to this problem and attention to that problem. It's just going to happen naturally. When you get rid of the corruption and you get rid of that, it just happens naturally that money just starts to flow in like you wouldn't believe for all these companies, and in a good way. And the good people are rewarded, and the bad people and the true people making the true safety errors are out instead of this stuff. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm supporting Trump, because he's targeting the 16th Amendment. Once that goes down, so that's all you have to focus on, people. You have a hangnail, no problem. Get rid of the 16th Amendment. I mean, every single problem on the planet goes away, more so, not 100%, because we'll always have jealousy, we'll always have diseases, we'll always have things like this. But it goes away most efficiently and most fairly when we get rid of the 16th Amendment. And then once that happens, all the other countries of the world go, oh, they can't, it's just not financially feasible. Anyway, this is going to happen whether we want to or not, because this is a fundamental law of peaceful self-governing. and it's all coming to a head now. It's like you don't have a choice. So for anybody who's not sure, just sit and do nothing. And also just sit and do nothing. Take care of your family. But don't bash Trump. That's like if you're not sure about what's going on, just stop bashing Trump. Okay? Because he's trying to do the one thing that we all should be doing. If you really want to do something, support Trump or figure out all sorts of ways, or tell your congressperson that you want the 16th Amendment repealed. Okay, that's what you should be doing. Don't tell your congressperson, oh, we need more help with blah blah blah, the homeless, and gay rights, and what is it, reproductive rights, and we want these rights, we want those rights. Guess what? All those rights get protected naturally because once you take down the 16th Amendment, because it takes money to run corruption, and they're getting their money from the 16th Amendment. That's where they're getting all their money from, the corrupt people. And the administrative agencies, remember I said I have to attack the administrative agencies before I file my anti-child support corrupt law? That comes from an administrative agency. Guess what? I already looked it up. It's Trump is already on the case because I haven't been paying attention, but the Supreme Court has been chunking away at the administrative agencies and the powers they have. You know, the Chevron deference. I don't know if there's any lawyers out there. That stuff's all going down the drain. Like they're chipping away at it the last 2 or 3 years. And once that's gone, then it paves the way. Once that's gone, you know, the administrative agencies, let me just say this first. The money flow has to stop first, and then the administrative agencies will lose power, and then the Supreme Court is able to do what they're doing now. So that's telling me that it's all happening anyway, with or without me. I'm just saying it's happening. And I don't have to do anything. I don't even think I have to file this thing. But I think I will because I promised. I'll file it, but it's all happening naturally. And you just have to just not bash Trump. That's all you have to do. Seriously, people. Just don't bash Trump. It's so simple. Like, just don't do it. And if you really want to do something positive instead of neutral, you know, go tell your congressperson that you want the 16th Amendment repealed. That's all. And tell the Supreme Court this. That's it. Everything else falls into place. So that's that. Yeah. Okay. That's all I wanted to say. 22 minutes. I'm done. Okay. Everything's going to be okay, everybody. 22 minutes. 22 is a good number anyway. But everything's going to be... Oh, no. I had one more thing I wanted to do. Oh, you know what? So this week, actually... This is what I wanted to do. So this week I saw Kelly's band, like corruption at CMCSA, at Comcast. Everybody's thinking, oh, but if we get rid of the gay swamp people who are bringing us tobacco money and pharmaceutical money and defense contractor swamp money, all this money and religion money. I mean, Comcast is really dealing with all the swamps right now. You could see it on the Kelly Clarkson show. These swampy producers and gay Nazi TV execs and whatever, they're forcing her to do defense contractor commercials and like ads and supporting all this stuff, and it's just really bad. And she should just do it, because one of the other things, if you want to survive, if you're in the entertainment business and you want to survive, just all you need is, like, you need to survive time-wise. Just wait them out, because these people forcing you to do this crap, just do it. Just do the stuff, but know that it's swampy. But if you just wait them out, because they're gonna be imploding real fast and going away. What am I doing? I just have that ugly ceiling. Okay. So anyway, so that's what she's doing. That's fine. You're doing great, baby. You're doing great, boo. But she had her whole band. Like, they're trying to look for the guy who does this. Like, he sells things. Azarian, whatever his name is. He's gay, by the way. So that might be swampy stuff. I'm not sure that money's going to help the show, baby girl. I mean, you guys are trying to find like new sponsors and things. So, and I got it. The band was all in. It's like, we'll do anything. And they were like wearing these chin things and stuff. I'm not sure. I think that money, because Azarian is gay, so that's a scam. That whole thing's a scam. I don't think that's going toward. But once you get rid of the gay guys running these scams, like, you'll say, oh, but then we won't get tobacco money. Guess what? There's money going. It's not even going to you anyway. It's going to them mostly. There will be other sponsors coming in, and there'll be money showing up from places you never even knew. Like, what? Because they're getting rid of the people who are scamming most of that money. And it's just going to shock you once you get rid of these people, once you get rid of the scammers. But, you know, that's going to take time. And it's really hard, because they're worse than vampires to get rid of. So I'm always saying that, get rid of them, but they're still tanking. So right now, stock-wise, I said you're all going to tank, and I think they all, like Disney, all these guys went. I think they purposely went. I think they're in response to me. I think I might be controlling the stock market a little bit on that one. Sorry, Trump. I mean, I'm sure he has a plan going on, and I'm kind of maybe ruining it. I hope just a little bit of self-grandeur or whatever that's called. Maybe I'm having delusions of grandeur, but it feels like it sometimes because I say you're going down, and then they purposely make the stock. So anyway, just ahead of the election, the stocks will probably go up, but they're going down, people. Comcast, all these guys, they're tanking huge. They're going to tank in a huge way after the election. I promise you. I'm looking at their stocks, and it's just really bad news. And they're still going on with the swamp sales and things like that. They have to get rid of the corruption, and they're not. And same with everybody. Same with Target. Like Target, I noticed they're playing Taylor Swift songs, which is great. All day long they play her album, and then there'll be a little break of about a half an hour when they're not playing her album, and during that half hour they'll play 3 tobacco songs. So basically, let's get the girls in the front door, all the teens and all the girls who like Taylor Swift, and then for half an hour we'll bombard them with cigarette ads. I mean, it's horrible. Target, what the frick? I love this company and I love the people who work there, but you need to get rid of the tobacco swamp gay Nazi assholes. I mean, you got to get rid of them. You can't let them do this stuff. I mean, come on, Target. I'm giving you my all. I love, and they changed. They actually promote there's a lot of good stuff going on, but you need to get rid of them. You can't compromise with them. And Taylor Swift, by the way, Taylor. Listen, the next time any of you guys, you have enough power to do this. You're making a contract with Target. Make the contract, and then after you make the contract, say, oh, by the way, I want in the contract that you can't play any cigarette ads, and you list 7 songs. There's 8 songs. That's all that they cannot play because they advertise cigarettes. They mention cigarettes or they mention smoking, like Miley Cyrus's Hearts. I mean, I'll give you the list. It's just 8 songs, and then you say, okay, I want that in the contract, and watch what happens. Watch what happens and see. I mean, if they say, oh, we can't do that, you say, why not? It's just 8 songs and it advertises cigarettes. And the reason they can't do that is because it's 50% of the money coming in is these 8 songs that they're going to play. That you're saying, I don't want that played next to it's my reputation. Okay, so do that next time you do a contract with Target like that, okay? Just for the hell of it. All right, pay attention to this stuff because you'll find out how important those 8 songs are. It's bringing in 50% of your money. And if you think, oh, well, that's okay because I want the money, well, then screw you. Okay, this stuff is going to be actually exposed and it's not going to help you in the long run. Even though I don't think you care right now, but I'm talking about lifetimes from now. When I talk long term, I'm talking hundreds of years. All this stuff's going to come to light, and you're not going to last that long. You're not going to have that kind of longevity. So, anyway, if you're interested in immortality, if you're not, then go make your money. But everybody who's richest right now is not going to achieve immortality, which is more important than money. Everybody wants immortality, actually, especially artists. So you're not going to achieve that when you're going for the money. In this case, in the future, when it's not so corrupt, then it will be okay. I'm at 28 minutes. So if you want more money, for instance, I gave a little bit of an example. I'm giving an example here. If you want a new here, Kelly Clarkson Show, go to Panda Express. It's backwards on here. I don't know why. So it's backwards. Go to Panda Express and say, look, we're going to do a segment on the show. And it's called Kelly. And it's when you have a whole cast of people or a whole group of people. And you say, Kelly reads fortune cookie fortunes. And all you do is you just get a box like that. You get it at Panda Express. That has 8 fortune cookies. It's supposed to have 8 because 8 is a lucky number. And you just randomly, if you want, or you don't have to, if you don't want to do random, that might be a little bit risky. But you open up a fortune and you have people all the guests jump in and comment on which one it applies to them or not, or if they have a comment to say about it. And the fun part is if you do it randomly, you just open it up. You know it's random. Oh, I don't want to do this. Okay, so you open it up and you say, life's greatest joys come from sharing good times with friends and family. Oh, well, of course everybody's going to agree with that. But somebody might have a story about that one. Anyway, maybe it won't work out because some of them are it depends on what's going on. Yeah, I mean, everybody's going to agree with a lot of these, but some of them I don't agree with. And then you say, and maybe a guest will have a story to go with that. Draw upon your special talents to charm those around you. Oh, this is not working out the way I thought. Yeah, I mean, okay, and maybe a guest could talk about that, like, or maybe you could assign it to the guest. Oh God, I didn't think this through. It's not working out well. Okay, or maybe you could have the guest. Maybe you could have a tray, and then the guest picks their fortune, and then they could comment on it. I don't know how this is going to work. You are always welcome at any gathering. That's a good one, because if there's a group of people, you say which you are always welcome at any gathering, and then they'll know immediately which one in the group that applies to the most. There will always be a really social person in the group, and they'll point at them and say that one or this one or that's me. Okay, so that's fun. See, and then you just read them, and then you're done with the segment. But you get Panda Express to sponsor you. Panda Express or any fortune cookie people, and then you have a segment, and there's a sponsor for you. Okay. A change of scenery is just what you need. And so some people will like that better than others. There will be one of the four of the cast who will say, that's me. I want that right now. And other people will go, I think I'm doing fine. Anyway, I don't know. You guys take it from there. I'm just telling you, go to Panda Express as a sponsor and do something with their fortune cookies. All right. So instead of I'm glad your band is game on that. I'm glad your band is fantastic. I thought that was great that they're all wearing the chin thing. Like they are with you, baby girl. I love it. I love your band. I think you and your band are going to survive. Just try to get to the other side in one piece. PEACE. I'm not going to go to 33 minutes. I'm just going to sign out now. Okay. So 30. Oh my God. This is so long. So anyway, I had a lot I wanted to talk about, and I love doing this on Wednesdays, and it's too long. I don't care. So, and I'm also changing my outro. I usually say, this is why I can't remember it anymore, because I'm done with it. So I used to say, I'm living my best life and everything's going to be okay, everybody. And it is, but I think I'd rather go out now with Godspeed to everybody getting out the other side in one piece, PEACE. Because that's how I do it online. And that's how I do it here. I hope we get out in one piece. That's PEACE. I mean, inevitable world peace is coming, and I hope we get out. Everybody gets out to the other side in one piece. And that's that. Okay. Talk to you on Sunday. Everything's going to be okay, everybody. I guess it's old habit. Maybe I'll do all three. Everything's going to be okay, everybody. Living my best life. And Godspeed. And everybody making it out the other side in one piece. PEACE. Bye.